Nerdgenic Nation. Oh, my camera is not working. That's awesome. Let's try that again. Why isn't it working? Hold on. Get to look at my... There we go. I fixed it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome to the Kenobi stream. I am your host and resident superhero nerd, Aaron Waller. This is the series where we do a live stream watch party of Kenobi. We are doing episode or part 5 tonight, which I'm super excited for. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are here with me live, make sure to let me know in the chat so I can give you a
hello there,
as well as give you a quick little shout out. Thank you for coming. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, though. If you're a new viewer, we appreciate all that good stuff. You can do super chats if you feel so inclined. You don't have to, but they're always appreciated in making sure we continue to keep this channel up, running, and better than ever. But I'm super excited. It feels like it's been a really long week to get to a new episode of Kenobi. Man, I don't even remember where we left off, because now that I'm doing Kenobi and Ms. Marvel tomorrow, or on Thursdays temporarily, I don't know if you can hear that car outside. That's really annoying. So I just had a total brain fart. Sorry. Now that we're doing Kenobi on Wednesdays for at least this week and next week, along with Ms. Marvel on Thursdays, then we're going to switch over to Ms. Marvel being solely on Wednesdays when it's released, taking the place of Kenobi when it sadly ends. I can't believe that we only have this episode and one more before it's donezo. I'm going to turn this slightly. Can you hear me any better? I don't know. It's all just speculation, hearsay, whatever. Anyway, try and turn the music down a little bit. I don't know if I'm drowning you out in any aspect, form, whatever. But thank you so much again for joining me. I appreciate it. So last time we saw Kenobi together, because I know you were here, it's fine, you can admit it. Honestly, was that the episode? No, that was the episode that everybody was in an uproar about, right? Because of silly small things like him trying to get off the ship or save Leia, which he did, and was able to get her off. And then they had sort of Reva. I still don't know how you pronounce her name. I don't even know if they've said it on the show. They just call her third sister. They had her put a tracker, or she put a tracker on the little robot that Leia carries with her, whose name again escapes me. I think it's Lola, if memory serves. So she's going to be hunting them down thanks to Vader. Not thanks to Vader, but for Vader, because he was pretty mad about it. And then he was like, oh, you got a tracker? You know, it's pretty chill. So he seems fine with it. But yeah, other than that, I think that was pretty much where we left off. I don't really have any predictions as to where the show is going. I mean, I think I kind of said this last week, is that it's kind of all going in the direction of having the big showdown between Vader and Kenobi again. I mean, it's on the poster, or they had a poster come out with that sort of battle. They had a poster, or like the banner on Disney Plus that kind of showed that showdown. We kind of got it in episode 3, or part 3. Not really a whole lot, but there was a little something. Hey, we have V. Hey, you get a
hello there.
How are you? Thank you so much for joining the stream. So I don't really know where we're going to go from here, other than trying to get to that showdown. Obviously, they're going to track the little robot, and then by association, Kenobi, and then have that showdown. But in that, I mean, it's going to have to end somehow, or at least some other story points for this episode. Don't know what that'll be, but I'm assuming the big fight will happen next week for the finale. So we'll be here for that one, so make sure you subscribe and like so you don't miss out on that. But I think without further ado, I've done enough talking. I usually talk for about 5 minutes and just blab, which I'm really good at for 5 minutes, and then I suck at it. So let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So before we do that, let's explain very quickly as to how the live stream watch parties work. So I have my screen over here, which I'm going to be watching Kenobi. And then I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to press play. Now, right above me is what you want to pay attention to, where it says episode time code. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to press play on my device. You're going to press play on your device. I'm going to start a timer that'll be right up above me, like I said. So as long as you try and follow as closely as possible with that timer, we should be a-okay. When I laugh, you laugh. When I cry, you cry. Or at least that's what we want to happen, thanks to how the internet works and, you know, signals. It may take a minute for me to see a comment if you do drop one in, but make sure you let me know that you're here so that I can give you that shout out to every new chat person who shows up, which is the customary
Hello there.
all right, so without further ado, I say we jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here on my screen. Alrighty, are you folks ready? I'm ready. I'm one with the Force. Let's do this thing. We're going to press play in 3, 2, 1, and go. Uh-oh, we got a warning. Something's going to be upsetting. And by the way, we do play the recaps primarily because of timing purposes, but it also helps in refreshing the memory. Oh yeah, I forgot about O'Shea Jackson being in this show. Yeah, he was cutting down fools last week. Why they gotta call him old? Like, he's in his, like, what, in this? 40s? 50s, maybe? That's not that old. I mean, maybe in Star Wars time. Yeah, that poor guy never had a shot. Again, I still think that's really dumb. Like, why he's gonna drop her off on Alderaan and then split. He's not gonna stay, so why do they think that he's gonna stay with it the entire time? I don't know, it's really dumb. Unless they programmed the robot to stay on Kenobi somehow. But it's all just speculation, I guess. At least until we actually get an answer. I was thinking of that Bill Murray sketch on SNL. That really old one. If you ever get a chance to look that up, definitely do it. Okay, there we go. Gotta get the armrests. Oh, finally we're having a Hayden Christensen moment. Oh, even flashing back with the old hair. Why they gotta start like this? Oh man. Is anybody else nervous about this? Like, it's like, oh my god, this is the moment we've been waiting for. I really hope we get to see more of, like, Hayden Christensen's character. His Anikin, because obviously he turns into Darth Vader, but why do you go back to Jabim? Wouldn't it have made more sense to take her back home? Why are they going to Jabim? Exactly. Oh, she got a promotion. You go, girl. He just comes up and slaps a sticker on her chest. I'm guessing they're going to Jabim in order to, like, trade off Leia so that not a lot of people know that they're supposed to be meeting up, question mark. But hey, Nerd Affiliate is in the chat.
Hello there.
How are you? Make sure to tell your friends to come by so they can get a hello there. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. Why'd he come out and say it like that? We got her. There's something up with that robot. Ruh-roh. Laid up, yeah. Well, thanks for joining. I know it sucks for you, but appreciate you being here. You gonna be able to do your stream tomorrow? See? Take her back to Alderaan. They're one with the Force. Force is with them. It's so funny because all I can think of is Spaceballs. Sometimes when I watch Star Wars, like just that moment, I was like, thought about that scene where he's like, leave. He's like, whatever you can take, whatever you can't live without, leave behind. She brings like a gigantic hairdryer and all that stuff. Look how shiny Vader's helmet looks. It's kind of matte too, which I like. Always a sucker for matte black. Always a sucker for matte black. Is somebody gonna get onto the robot? Something. There's just a box of lightsabers. Everybody grab one. Is this where is this supposed to be like his famous cloak or something? Like I couldn't really tell what that was. Is it sabotaging the ship? Oh, it's making sure they can't leave as easily. I think it would have made more sense to sabotage the ship. Huh? I kind of know him. Yes, more flashbacks. Do an Obi-Wan. Wouldn't it have made more sense to not practice with the laser sticks and just do like regular sticks? Just learn muscle memory? Like, why do you have to? Oh, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking. Because I guess the weight distribution and all that stuff for a laser versus a full-size stick would be different. Why am I talking about the semantics of words of encouragement? Obi-Wan Kenobi. what they need is one of those little bearded dragon things that he rode. What was the one that's like, yep, yep? You know what I'm talking about if you've seen when he was fighting Grievous. You know what I'm talking about. Slee stacks. That's not what they're called. That's what they look like, but those like the Death Troopers or whatever, the black ones. It's okay. You guys can open the doors wide as you want. They're not going to hit anything. This is feeling kind of epic. Surprised she showed up and not Vader. I'm sure Vader's on his way though. You don't say. Who would have thought? Leia's not. I thought you said dude. Dude? She asked. Can you imagine if Kenobi said dude? Thank goodness I had the subtitles on, because he said dude. What was exactly the point of sending her through there? Does she know how to fix these things? Will somebody talk her through it? Again, spoken like a true man of confidence. Obi-Wan. Is the disturbing thing gonna be like Order 66 Part 2? Or maybe a flashback again to Order 66? Or... It's a pretty cool way to say it. Now I do this. You don't say. What was your first clue? sounded cool. We're gonna have to slow them down. Is he about to Luke Skywalker this thing and just force project himself out there? Is this gonna be a Last Jedi moment? Is this what the triggering warning was for? For all the Star Wars fans who wanted to make sure that if they didn't like The Last Jedi, you're not gonna like this. Die you. Are we gonna get an explanation? Why does she not want to hear it? She made it out, basically, so... I mean, we all kind of assumed that was coming, right? Not a big surprise. Oh, snap. Flashback to Order 66. That was the disturbing moment. Should have known. Master Skywalker. So was that before or after that kid? I know it's gonna sound dumb, but wouldn't a Force-sensitive person like Anakin be able to tell she was alive? Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear you between this super thick metal door. Where was he? Oh, they're doing an episode 1. Going through the blast doors with the lightsaber. Again, these guys, well, they can hit non-main characters. They can hit all the NPCs, basically. They can't hit the main characters. Or if they do, it'll be a wound and not a full-on life or death situation. My man's even got the crossbow and everything. Their masks filter out smoke, not toxin, if that helps. Just an idea. They don't know that yet, but for a long time, but food for thought. Oh, she's gonna die. This lady's gonna die. Not Halo, not Master Chief. Oh no, a non-main character. That was a weird takedown, but okay. Oh yeah, Master Chief's taking him out. Told you she would get shot. Tala's writing was on the wall. Not the droid. We're just gonna have to it's like K2SO meets Master Chief is what this robot reminds me of. Survive. Oh, he died protecting her. At least that's what I'm imagining is supposed to be happening. She's gonna shoot the door. Oh. Is that a thermal detonator? Is that the Grim Reaper? Well, at least he was not force projecting in that. Gotta give him that. Thank you. The other Grand Inquisitor has to still be alive. Come on. They have no way out. There's a way out. Sweep the leg. Force. Okay, now I really don't know what's gonna happen, cause like, what? It's the red one. I'm helping. So she's gonna have to destroy her droid? Is that what they're getting at here? She's like, oh, look who came. And then we have to give her...
Hello there.
If he doesn't say it, I'm gonna be disappointed. He's gonna expose her. He's gonna expose the plan. That is a good move. Very good. You won't, but I mean, semantics. He is very single-minded. Well, at least Anakin was. Give us an Obi-Annie. Oh, yeah. Twirl that saber. It's funny because I feel like I never rooted for Anakin in the prequels, but now that he's back, I'm like rooting for him for some weird reason. Alright, let's do this thing. Of course he was able to get away within like 2 seconds. You guys really thought 2 stormtroopers were going to be able to handle the situation? Come on. Lola, how dare you? They just call it a streaming bolt. You can pick up Netflix on this thing, or Disney Plus. Cha-ching! Happy beep. That's what the subtitle said. Of course, Leia's the only one in white, like with a white jacket. I'm not gonna tell her. Uh-oh. Is this how he finds out about the Organa thing and then ends up wanting to like track her down later? Or like kidnap Leia? Is that the whole point? Well, he wouldn't know that she was an Organa. Oh, okay. Vader showing the flexing the muscle there. Oh snap. Weren't there 2 ships? Hey. Was this like the decoy ship? It was a decoy. But somebody's got to be on that ship to pilot it, no? Oh. Uh-huh. How the turntables. Thanks, Yoda. have a feeling that people would comment on how old he looks, but I mean, it's like 20 years since the last movie that he was in, Star Wars, so calm down. I'm not going to make a comment on it. I'm just saying, I feel like other people are going to comment on it. Busted! What was the point of running at him like that, honestly? He's not even using like a quarter of his strength or his abilities. And like, you're giving it your all. Cut it out, sis. Cut your losses and get out. Not up. She's gonna get cut in half. Oh, he wants a quote-unquote challenge, which, let's be honest, there's no challenge here. And why doesn't he have a lightsaber? Or does he just want to mess with her? You're dead. Bop boop beep. She is not getting out of here unscathed. Master Skywalker. Dun 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 dun. I feel like that would have been a good song to play in that moment. It's like really slow. Take her pin. Yeah, we knew he was still alive. Like, there was no way. Hi. Give me my pin back. I mean, I'm not shocked that he's still alive. Uh-oh. Oh. Just atmosphere. It's just atmosphere, buddy. Calm down. S-O-L. S-O-L. Well, she can do something. Pull out one last trickeroony. Is this what caused the whole plan to blow up Alderaan? But that takes so long though. It's like 10 years. I'm just gonna find out about the other child. Oh, in which she talked to in the first episode. We're in deep doo-doo. Not so much you right now, but like your brother is in deep doo-doo? Oh yeah, definitely sure it's nothing. 100% sure it's nothing. There is panic behind those eyes. Oh, we're back on Tatooine. They're coming for young Luke. I mean, he's pretty naive to the whole thing as of A New Hopes. I mean, nothing can happen to him, right? Not in this series or going forward. He has to remain very naive, so... Alright, there was something in the post-credits last week? I don't recall, or was that on Miss Marvel's? Scrubbing through very quickly. I don't see anything. In order of appearance. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Okay. So there was nothing there for me. If you guys wanted to stop the runtime, I'm going to go ahead and turn off our timer up here. Take down our episode time code. So that was the episode, part 5 of Kenobi. Make sure to let me know. Sorry, it's still playing in my ear, so I can't focus. Make sure to let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments or the live chat. I would appreciate it. But I don't know what I want to give this episode, to be honest with you. I was writing down my episode grades. So far, it's been an 8.998 for the series. What would I give this episode? As per usual, as I think is just kind of like customary at this point, I'm very torn. Hey, Russ the CEO.
Hello there.
How are you, sir? Is this episode better? We're actually just discussing it right now as to what our grade is going to be for the episode. I'm towing a line. Because, okay, we have to talk through it in order to get to my grade. And then we'll make a final decision. So, I feel like this episode was very good in terms of a proper storytelling. I don't know if that's right. Is the best phrase to put it in. I feel like The Last Jedi sort of connection, for lack of a better phrase, is probably one of the most apparent things that was like, okay, we have to bring in something else Star Wars. But we got to see Vader do some pretty cool stuff. I don't know the whole thing about like them having to escape. The action of it was fairly decent. I loved the flashbacks with Hayden Christensen. I thought that was great. But I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm waffling. Do that. Could go that way. So I'm just thinking, was there anything that was like mind-blowing, right? I don't feel like there was anything overly mind-blowing. Just want to see something very quickly. I don't know. Maybe I dreamt it. There was something that I had seen a possibility about a spoiler. It was not spoiled. Good news, because I thought it was a spoiler, but apparently it's not. I'm gonna go scroll because the good people at Nerd Affiliated were having a conversation. Said it wasn't real. That's what it was. See, it's a good thing I didn't read the chat this morning, because otherwise I would have had something serious going on. Yeah, I thought it was good, but it just wasn't as good as the other ones. I don't know, like, for some reason it just felt like it was very slow going. Like, I like the story element of it a lot, but for some reason I still think it's kind of towing the line for me. I kind of hate myself for doing this, but even like the death of, nothing felt like it was a surprise, right? So I felt like this was the episode of all things that were coming. So we found out that Reva was secretly going after Vader, which I guess no real big surprise there, right? We kind of all knew something was up with her. Couldn't really confirm. We're all pretty suspicious, I can't speak, of her being present at the Jedi Temple when Anakin was slaughtering everyone. And then the thing with like the Grand Inquisitor coming back, like nobody really expected him to be gone forever. And then the same thing with Tala dying. Kind of felt like the writing was on the wall, especially in this episode when she's like, oh, you know, have a notch in the belt for everyone that I've killed, and or whatever, and like she has a purpose. Of course she's gonna die as soon as possible. Like there's no reason like I expected her to stay alive. But in terms of the overall episode, I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was okay. I thought it's still good storytelling. I liked a lot of what it had, the actiony stuff. Last week was way better, and the 2 weeks even before that were phenomenal. So, and this isn't not to harp on the show whatsoever, right? So let me just remind you very briefly that 7 is what the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight got, and it barely got out of that once or twice. Book of Boba Fett barely got out of 7, had set 3 7s, and barely got out of 7 above it twice in its 7 episode run. But then there's shows like Hawkeye and Peacemaker, which I had in solid probably about 7s to 8s for a majority of their run. Now keep in mind, Kenobi has now, assuming this is my lowest grade, which it is, of Kenobi, this is usually where I say it's okay of an episode. Like 7 is usually like that introductory episode where I'm like, okay, the episode was good, but I didn't necessarily feel like it blew my mind. It could go either way. I maybe had other expectations, or it didn't necessarily go the way that maybe I would have done it per se, but it was still really good. And I think that a 7 is in no way bad for this series. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And in a lot of ways, it still has to set up that finale, which is going to be next week. Which I don't know how exactly they're going to do that unless this finale is like 4 hours long. Because I genuinely feel like, okay, Kenobi and Vader have to battle. Like, they have to have that face-off. Like, it was great seeing the Anakin fight, but we have to see Kenobi and Vader face off. I assumed that it was probably going to be on Tatooine or one of the many, many desert planets. But maybe it's in this spaceship that's just right outside of Jabim? Because they don't have a hyperdrive that's working, right? Unless they magically get somebody who's going to fix the jumpstart the thing. And then all of a sudden they're just off. But they're still coming for them. The danger isn't gone. They can't get away. So this was kind of almost like finale part 1 And I feel like that's why it's getting a 7 versus an 8 or anything higher. Because it was just build up. Like, it had a good story, like I said, but it was mostly just build up to what the finale is going to be. Which typically is what the episode before the finales usually do. And they do tend to be a little bit less exciting, a little less like the main course, I guess. They're the appetizer to the main course in a lot of ways, those episodes. So it makes sense that that would be the case. I hope that next week is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. I hope that that showdown is going to be worth it. I think that this show has proved that going back to that Star Wars well can be really good. Although I know there are plenty of fans who are going to harp and nitpick on every little thing this show does, but I've enjoyed it. I've had a great time with it. Now, I feel like also this episode was kind of like, okay, can we like get to it? Like, can we like get over the hump? This felt like the hump of the season. Like, it's like, okay, let's get over that so we can enjoy like the good stuff, the stuff we want to see. Let's go through the pain of all these revelations that we kind of saw coming from a mile away. Reva, Grand Inquisitor, all that stuff. Death of Tala. So, but how they're gonna bring this back around with Luke, but somehow Vader still doesn't know about him, or something to that effect, or there's no way this series is going to be one season. That is all I know. Absolutely no way, because it makes no sense. There's no way they can end this series, and there's rumors that they're already working on a season 2, or it's in production, some type of production here. Nerd Affiliate, I'm still here. Great episode. Definitely agree with the score. Yeah. It was good, not great. But in the Disney Plus shows and other shows we've seen, especially Star Wars, if we're talking about Book of Boba Fett, a 7 is no small feat. It's actually pretty successful, pretty high up there. So all I can say is I hope that next week obviously is better. I don't feel like I'm down about this episode. I feel like I'm just I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I don't feel like I'm down about it. I just feel like it's like trying to push the cart to get to that final push, trying to get over the finish line of the season, which I think that's exactly what it was. So it's a 7. Predictions for next week. Big showdown. I don't really know what else to tell you. There's going to be the showdown, which, surprise, surprise, everybody, no one saw that coming. We all saw it coming. But other than that, obviously Reva's now on to Luke, which, again, I don't know how that's going to be useful, effective, matters to the story. I feel like Reva's now kind of served her purpose, and they kind of are just now trying to shoehorn her in. Like, don't get me wrong, I've actually kind of liked her character, even though we're not supposed to like her, even though everybody's been giving her tons of flack online. But I feel like now her arc is kind of done. I don't really know what's going to be next for her, what her knowing about Luke is going to have to do with anything. I don't get it, but we'll find out next week, hopefully, or whatever teaser that they're going to give us for the end of the season, moving forward. But yeah, it was okay. Expect next week to be better. Hopefully it's going to be epic. It's just going to be an hour or 45 minutes to an hour of just Obi Annie. That would be my ideal finale, is we're just going to do an hour of Vader v Kenobi, Obi Annie, not necessarily on Mustafar. It doesn't have to be on Mustafar, obviously, but I feel like that would just be good. Could I watch Revenge of the Sith again and just watch the final battle over and over? Sure, but at least it won't keep cutting away, and we can just enjoy the super cut of the Obi-Annie fight. Or the Obi Vader. What would this fight be called? I don't know. Name the fight. Name the fight in the comments. I'd be curious to find out. Would Obi Vader be a good one? Because it can't be Obi-Annie, right? Because that's number one, the saber move, technique, whatever. From how they like twirl their lightsabers from Revenge of the Sith. And he's not technically Anakin anymore, although he still is. So is Obi-Annie, but it's Obi Vader? Vader? I feel like Obi Vader just makes sense. I'm just rambling on for no reason. It has already been over an hour of an episode. I'm going to let it go. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell notification so you don't miss out on any future content from me or the rest of the Nerdgenic team. I will be back live streaming tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, for the Miss Marvel stream. I will be streaming right after the Hey Archer and Nerd affiliated live stream, trying to avoid a conflict with them. And since I already did 9:30 last week, might as well just keep it until we move to the Wednesday, and we'll be back every Wednesday for Miss Marvel at 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know why they didn't just do one day Marvel, one day Star Wars. Why they have to put them on the same day makes no sense, but whatever. I'm not running Disney. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, I've been your host and resident superhero nerd, Aaron Waller. If you want even more video content from us, though, be sure to check out these videos on screen, like the playlist of History of, which has a new video every single Saturday. The new video is upcoming, actually recording right after this stream, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But also be sure to check out Russ's latest review. It's a video game review of The Evil Dead, the game. It's a great video. Highly recommend checking it out. I will leave those both on screen once this video is processed and up. If you're live, you're just like, shut up, Aaron. Nobody cares. I already clicked away. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. We really do appreciate it. And we hope to see you in the next video. Peace.